What is going on, guys? This is Apex the Entertainer, and my God, prepare to just, the usual, just be ridiculously entertained. Looking at Marvel Snap again, as always, right? Showing off a little Infinaut control here, folks. I'm very excited for this one. It's a personal favorite of mine. I really think that Infinaut himself is such an interesting concept as far as a card goes. If you're not aware, Infinaut, if you played a card last turn, you can't play this. So essentially your turn 5 is null and void, baby. It's donezo. But there's two things that I think are really awesome about this deck. Basically, you don't have to worry about what you're going to do in that 5-cost space, right? So you can utilize better cards. I find oftentimes when I'm creating a deck, it starts to feel cramped in that there's a lot of cards that I like a lot, but I don't have space for all of them. So in this case, you don't have that problem because you have a whole section of cost that you aren't able to utilize. Outside of that, what I think is really spicy, what I really love about this deck is the surprise factor, folks. All right, the sneak attack, as you might call it, ridiculously sneaky. Super excited for that. So basically, it's it's always kind of an out of nowhere effect. Generally speaking, I find at least as far as this meta goes now, people aren't recognizing an Infinaut play. I am only because I'm playing Infinaut fairly regularly. So oftentimes if I don't see somebody play something on turn 5, I make that assumption very quickly. But for the time being, it's not readable, right? It will be eventually, I'm sure. But for right now, we're having a lot of fun with it. So a quick view of the Dexy here. Sexy Dexy, am I right? Okay, relax. We've got Quicksilver, Medusa, Mr. Sinister, Okoye, Scarlet Witch, Lizard, Mr. Fantastic, Killmonger, Jubilee, Sandman, Jessica Jones, and the Infinaut. I'll hone in, do a little focused explanation here on a few key characters. Quicksilver being our only 1-cost card. That is because we are utilizing Killmonger, who destroys all 1-cost cards, so we don't really feel the effects of that. Outside of that, of course, we've got Jubilee. On reveal, play a card from your deck at this location. So we have some leeway there in that we, hopefully, if all goes well, can pull Infinaut if we haven't already drawn him. So basically, she just ensures that we're not stuck in a position where we didn't end up being able to draw Infinaut. Sandman, outside of that, players can only play 1 card a turn. Obviously super beneficial because anything after turn 4, we're either playing no cards or 1 card, generally speaking. You can assume for the rest that I was just looking for pretty high value cards in the lower spectrum of cost because, again, we can't have any 5-cost cards. So we took that space completely out and utilized the rest. We are in it. Get it. Sephiroth, but spelled funny. I love it. Machine World. When you play a card here, add a copy to the opponent's hand. Oh, funny. I don't know if you're aware, but kind of recently made a video on Machine World. And if you're at all interested, I might recommend watching it. It gives you a little tip as far as, it gives you a couple tips, okay? Not just one. I do multi-tip episodes, okay? This is the big deal here. That video dives deeper on what I think currently is the best meta when Machine World is the hot/featured location like it currently is. Ongoing effects here are doubled, okay? So that's going to be nice for Mr. Fantastic. Always love to see Onslaught Citadel in the mid for that. So we're going to throw Medusa down. We're going to hang on to Lizard. You just have to really hang on to Lizard, generally speaking, right? You want to figure out later in the game where your opponent is going to invest their stats and then make sure you play outside of those zones. Nexus. All right, we got a chase location, baby. We're going to chase it. Your power here is granted to other locations as well. Obviously, that's very important. We're still going to throw Mr. Fantastic in the middle because he's still going to have the most value here. So what's incredible, obviously, right, this is a prime example of where we're going to get some great value out of Infinaut with that Nexus play. Currently, no 1-cost cards out. So we have a couple different routes we can take. But I think we only have one that makes any sense right now, which is to throw out Jubilee. We'll throw out Jubilee. There's a chance we just pull Infinaut right now. Okay. Did not. That's okay. So now we've got one open space there. He's got his Warpath. That's a pretty good setup for him. But man, oh man, folks, do we have a lot of power sitting in Sanctum Sanctorum. You'll love to see it. So he's got double the ongoing effect in that location. I'm just trying to get some, give myself an opinion on value. Obviously, it's the same value either way. The difference is I'm dispersing it into the Nexus. So I don't think it makes any sense for me to Scarlet that zone and get rid of it. I still think it's more beneficial for us. All right, well, we're going to probably take a little chance ski here, folks. We're going to take a little gamble, okay? I'm not even stressed. I'm not remotely stressed. You know what? Because Infinaut and I, we've got something figured out here. He knows. He knows when it's time to pop up. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. If not, we forfeit. Okay, he just killed our Sandman, which was our next draw. Ooh, baby! That was ridiculous. So we were about to be completely screwed, by the way. And then he Yondu'd and happened to take out what was going to be my next card, which was a useless Sandman. So you love to see it. That's a big fat dubski. We're going to snap because there's no way that we lose now. That was so ridiculous, guys. That was ridiculous. Do you realize the kind of content that you're receiving? Okay? My God. My God. If I were you, I'm not you, but personally, if I were you, I'd have to subscribe right now. I wouldn't have any other options. That's what I'd need to do. You know what I mean? The whole pull behind this, right, is that we had 20 value in Nexus, which then transitioned to all the rest of our zones. So Infinaut just added 60 power to our board. That was a prime example to see the benefits of Infinaut. Now, you also saw the the possible negatives, right? In that if we had not drawn Infinaut, this game was completely over. It was ridiculously lucky that we happened to have him play a Yondu at that point, this late in the game. But man, oh man, talk about value. Am I right? Ooh, baby, gotta love some Infinaut. And we're right back into it. Give me another spicy Infinaut game. That was beautiful. That was gorgeous. That really showed off the quality that is Infinaut. Not a bad card. Am I right? God, that's, you know what? That's staying in. That's staying in. That's a good joke. On turn 4, transform into one of the other locations, mirror dimension, okay? Don't know how to feel about that until I see the other locations. Generally speaking, I don't like that, though, because if I see a location in something like an Infinaut build, right? Obviously, Infinaut, you're trying to really focus on, you know, number 1, the sneak attack. Gotta love a sneak attack. And number 2, investing in a zone like we did with Nexus, right? Now, if we have a zone like Nexus pop up and the mirror dimension mirrors it, that's not good for us because we're not going to get the benefit out of both of those. All right, let's throw down our Okoye. Yeah, we're gonna toss her down in mid. Okay, Sentinel. We're definitely looking at a draw deck. Probably a little DD, little Devil Dinosaur play. Maybe Onslaught. Maybe Spectrum. Machine World. Big surprise. It's not like it's the featured location or anything. Okay, so first and foremost, we're gonna just get our Mr. Fantastics dispersing our power a little bit. You know what I mean? Hopefully I'm not getting a lot of plosives here. Trying to stay away from those hard P's if I can. Okay, so we got another Hellfire Club. That's great for us because we don't have any other 1-cost cards in this deck. So we get total benefit. So that was about the best way it could go for us. I have a feeling I'm not going to want to utilize Machine World pretty much at all. Okay, let's throw down Jubilee. Let's see if we pull him ahead of time and then we can make a decision from there. Very weird choice to put Lizard in mid. I just spoke about how Lizard, you want to invest, or I shouldn't say invest, you want to place Lizard in a zone that you can see your opponent is not investing in. That's the exact opposite of what he did. I mean, obviously I'm going to fill this zone, right? I have a 4th spot now that he chose to play Lizard there. Oh, we did. Well, folks, riveting gameplay. We did pull Infinaut. I may or may not have missed that, but that's good. That gives us some leeway to decide what we want to do here. What I think we're going to do is we're going to Scarlet Witch over here, and then we're going to go real crazy with it. And we're going to throw down... Let's throw down Sinister. Might regret that, right? We're really banking on getting a decent location here. There's the Devil Dinosaur that we knew was coming. Interesting choice to throw it in the spot where I already have Infinaut. I think that was the wrong call. I think you should have locked down a zone with it. After turn 3, all cards here swap sides. Well, that does a whole lot of nothing, folks. All right, we're going to throw down Lizard. I think we're going to snap. I know he didn't duplicate his Devil Dinosaur, so I'm guessing we see like maybe an Onslaught here, which does mean I'm not going to invest more in that zone, but we'll throw down Colossus here. And I'm pretty sure we're guaranteed a dub. Okay. It's a little scary. depending on what we see come out. I'm waiting to see if we... Oh, no, even a Spectrum, because he played cards out of his hand. Yeah. That's a big old Dubsky, folks. I mean, it wasn't bad plays. There was nothing that was horrendous. Actually, I take that back. Putting Lizard here was horrendous. I don't know why that was the decision. And then Devil Dinosaur here, yeah, questionable. Willow played Devil Dinosaur here and then chose not to invest anymore. So at that point, it's like you already knew what the value was on this side. Why would you put that there just to know you'd be just shy of the total power and then not do anything else? Wow. Couple of great examples of what this build can do. I am telling you. I mean, Infinaut as a whole, he's a really, really, really fun card to play. I'll tell you right now, getting that sneak attack, getting that Nexus, which was a prime example of one of the most enjoyable games, right? It's really fun to see. He's a phenomenal card. He's a really cool one to play in this current meta when I think people aren't prepared for him to show up. I hope you guys get out there, have some fun, build your own decks. And of course, while you're doing that, why don't you throw down a little like, little subscription? I would really appreciate it, guys. Until next time, I appreciate you all.